Shelar, and recently I have completed my undergraduate degree in agriculture from Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapeeth, Rahuri, Maharashtra. So today I'm going to deliver a talk on the topic that is very burning topic uh, about the soil testing and approaches to restore the soil health. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, sure. So I will continue with this. Just a minute, ma'am. There is something
Yeah,
wrong
sure.
presentation. I'm resharing the notice.
Yeah, please do. Can you slide show me?
Yeah. Okay. I'm continuing. Yeah. And today I'm going to talk about the soil testing and the overall need and the importance of the soil testing, and how the soil testing process is carried out, like sample collection, sample testing, and the soil health report preparation. And after that, I will be talking on the soil health restoration. We all know that nowadays the population is increasing at an alarming rate, and we all know that by 2050 it will be near around 9.7 billion, which is quite humankind. To meet the food demand of such a huge population, that is a challenge in front of the policymakers and also the farmers and the scientists. For the meeting the demand, increasing demand of the food, the farmers are practicing an intensive agriculture, and the scientists are developing high yielding growth varieties of the crops. In that case, farmers are using tons of pesticides and fertilizers into the soil, and which is ultimately affecting our soil health, and which causes the soil to become sick. And we all know that soil is a base, and we can also call hard for agriculture, which is base for crop production. Any plant can grow in the soil. So to compensate this devastation, we have to analyze the soil. So we have to analyze what amount of nutrients are available in the soil and what amount of nutrients are required for specific crop. So if we analyze, we can give that specific amount of the nutrients to the crop, so we can reduce the amount of fertilizers and pesticides that can be used in the crop, and we have to take some steps towards the soil health restoration in agro ecosystem. So let's continue with the soil testing. Soil testing is the first and foremost important step toward the soil fertility management. Soil fertility is the inherent capacity of the soil that provides good condition for the growth and development of the crop. Soil testing is nothing but the analysis of this chemical analysis of the soil, like what amount of primary, secondary, and tertiary nutrients are available. Primary, secondary, and micronutrients are available in the soil, and the lime and the fertilizer requirement of the crop we can analyze with the help of the soil testing. And the most important point is the we can also analyze the pH and electrical conductivity of the soil. So these two terms are mostly important in nutrient uptake for the plants, that determine the nutrient uptake. Mahatma Gandhi once said, to forget how to dig the earth and tend the soil is to forget ourselves. So we have to conserve our nature with sustainable agricultural practices, because if we use only the modern practices, like that will lead to soil to become sick, and it will lead to a devastation, because we have to feed such a huge population. So we have to care about our soil. So what are the need of the soil testing and what are the importance? To the need of the soil, like to analyze the nutrient availability in the soil. So if we will not analyze the soil via soil testing, then we will know amount of nutrients are available in the soil. Like suppose you are growing a sugarcane crop in your field, and you are giving fertilizers in huge amount. But if you do a soil testing of your farm soil in the laboratory, then you will get to know about what amount of actually nutrients are available in your soil, and which nutrients are deficient in your soil, so that you can give a precise amount of nutrients in your soil, so that there will be less cost of fertilizer application. That will lead to sustainability in agriculture. And if we overdose the nutrients in the soil, that will harm our soil microorganisms, and also our crops. The next important is to check the soil pH imbalance. Like some soils are acidic in nature, some soils are they are having pH near about neutral, and some are having alkaline pH, like basic pH. So some are like, we have to determine our soil pH, and pH mostly plays an important role in the nutrient availability. If the pH is acidic, in that case some nutrients are having their a deficiency, some nutrients cause their toxicity in the acidic pH. So we have to determine what is the pH of our soil. So in that case we can like arrange some soil management practices and bring that pH to the near to neutral, so that our crop can grow vigorously. The third importance is improvement of the crop yield. For the improvement of crop yield, the most important factors are this pH, EC, and the nutrient availability. If the nutrients are available in ample amount to the crops, then crop will grow vigorously. So we have to also care about the nutrient availability for the better crop yield, saving the cost of fertilizers. Like while performing the soil testing, after that we will get the soil test report. In that, like agriculture universities are recommending the a dose of fertilizers to the specific crops. If we do a soil test of our farm soil, then we will get to know about which nutrients are deficient, so that they give us a corrected dose of fertilizers, so that some nutrients are deficient, some nutrients are overloaded there, so we can reduce that amount of nutrients, so that we can save the cost of fertilizer. Better soil management practices. If the soil chemical properties are changing, that will interrelated with the physical properties, so it will help in the better soil management practice. So can we take the green manuring and like that management practices to bring down the pH and EC of the soil. Then next important is the improvement of the soil health. Soil biological health is the most important factor in crop production, because most of the activities are carried out by the soil microbes, like nutrient availability, and like the atmospheric nutrients are like atmospheric nitrogen is made available to the plants via the microorganism. So microorganisms are important. So soil testing ultimately can help in the improvement of the soil health. And the sustainable agriculture. Sustainable agriculture is an important term, because we have to harness the energy whatever is there in the soil, but we have to also care about our future generations, so that the soil will be productive for them also. I found this wonderful picture on the Food and Agriculture Organization web page. Like soil is ultimately the soil body is quite equivalent to the human body. Like human body performs, the soil body also performs the same. Soil also respires, human body also respires. If the soil is deficient in the nutrients, so it can indirectly affect on the human body, that we call as a hidden hunger. If we see the world scenario, near around 2 billion people worldwide are suffering from this hidden hunger problem, hidden hunger of the nutrient deficiency problem. If we see like in nutrient depleted soils, plant nutrients are deficient, which are ultimately affecting on the yield of the crop, like crop failure is there, low crop yield is there. If you see in case of the humans, the less nutritious food is obtained from this nutrient depleted soils, and which are directly impacting on the human and animal nutrition deficiencies. If the nutrients are overloaded in the soil, we see the nutrient toxicity in the soil. The crops become more prone to the diseases, and which are ultimately affecting, and like plant lodging is there. If the nitrogen is more available in the soil, if the nitrogen toxicity is there, then the crops are lush green, and the sucking pest attack is more there over there, and also diseases like that. If soil should not be nutrient overloaded or nutrient depleted. If the soil is nutrient overloaded with the nitrogenous fertilizers, then greenhouse gas emission warming the plant, it can contribute in greenhouse gas emission. So the most and foremost important thing is the judicious management of the fertilizers is essential for the soil health and food security. Nutrient balance should be there in the soil. So let's see actual what is the soil testing. In that soil testing, I divided it into the 5 different parts. So like from initially, we have to collect the soil sample, then soil sample preparation for lab testing, then lab testing. After lab testing, we have to prepare the soil testing report or soil health report. And after that, we have to adopt some soil management practices to overcome the deficiencies. So in case of sample collection, the first important, these are the photographs that like in our rural agriculture work experience, we have did soil sampling with by closely working with the farmers in Alatir village. So I put that photographs over here. In the process of sample collection in a soil testing, first and foremost important thing is we have to consider site selection for the soil testing. If suppose one is having a farm of 2 acre, 1 hectare or like that, so he has to consider the elevation, slope, the soil type for the soil testing. In that case, one should avoid taking samples from bunds, previously for fertilized soil, FOM added soil. From the FOM, like we are putting FOM at one corner of our field, and we have to like avoid that spots also. In case of the field crops, the soil sample can be taken from 15 centimeter depth, and in case of the fruit crop and the tree crop, in that case we can take the soil sample from 30, 60 and 90 centimeter, like up to the 1 meter depth. For the soil sample collection, again one more important thing is the material required. In that case, one should not use the material made up of iron that can contaminate our soil sample. Even they can use the iron implements, but one should care about the iron implement should not be corroded, so that it can contaminate the soil sample. Then if suppose anyone is taking a soil sample for the field crop, then make a dish of 15 centimeter of V-shaped notch, like in the second photograph you can see. Yeah, in this photograph you can see a V-shaped notch of 15 centimeter depth we can make. After that, while collecting the sample, one should take 2 centimeter thick soil from this top portion to the bottom portion of that V notch and collect that soil. Yeah. After that, we can collect that soil on a bag. Like that, we can collect the soil in a zigzag manner from the field. 7 to 8 spots, collect the soil sample, whatever soil is with us. Then it will be near around 4 to 5 kg or more than that soil sample with us, and we can't bring that soil sample, such huge soil sample, to the laboratory. So we have to reduce that soil. that case, we can spread that soil sample on a bag, and we can divide that soil sample. We have to divide that soil sample in 4 equal quarters, and in that we have to remove the opposite side of the cords, like opposite parts we can remove. We have to perform this practice until then we can get the half to 1 kg of soil sample. That is enough for the laboratory estimation. We have to perform this opposite part removal, and like that we can get finally 1 kg, up to 1 kg of soil sample. Then soil sample should be the crop residue should not be there, so we have to remove the crop residues. Then some stubbles are there, some clods are there, we have to remove the clods. And if the soil sample is wet, we have to dry that soil sample in the shade, not avoid drying the soil sample with direct sunlight. After drying the soil sample, we can fill that soil sample in the plastic bag, or in gunny bag, or in the cotton cloth bag. We have to avoid filling the soil sample in the fertilizer bag, so that it can contaminate the soil sample. So we have to fill that soil sample in the cloth bag. After filling that sample in the cloth bag, we have to make a label. On that label, we have to add the name of the farmer, then full address of the farmer, then survey number of the field, then whether the field is irrigated or dry land, we have to mention that thing also. Then source of irrigation is important over there. Then slope of the land, then date of the sample taken, then last season crop and the next season crop we have to mention on that, so that on the basis of that we can estimate the corrected dose of fertilizer. After that, laboratory testing. In laboratory testing, there are various parameters are tested in the laboratory. The important parameters are pH, electrical conductivity, available nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, available micronutrients, secondary nutrients, and organic matter. The pH estimation is important. As I said earlier, pH mainly determines the availability of the nutrients, and the electrical conductivity let us know about the amount of salt present in the soil. Then next is available nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are the primary nutrients which determine the growth of the crop. And the available micronutrients and organic matter is an important thing in the laboratory testing. After laboratory testing, we have to prepare the laboratory testing report. In that report, mainly the things mentioned are like farmer name, that we have provided a sample from that farmer, farmer's address, and the readings of the important characteristics of the soil, like pH, electrical conductivity, organic carbon, available nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and the carbonate percent. So with this soil test report, we can determine which pH of the soil is acidic, whether it is acidic, neutral, or alkaline. Then electrical conductivity, in that case, it should be less than 1.50, so that it is most of the crops we can grow without any effect on the crop yield. In case of the pH should be in between the 6.5 to 7.5, so that crop can grow vigorously. The available nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. After that, the carbonate percentage is given over there, so that it can determine whether the soil is calcareous or not. Then after that, we have provided the information about in the next season we are going to planning to take wheat crop. Suppose we are planning to take wheat crop, so they are considering the in suppose area, suppose in case of Maharashtra, suppose any agriculture university has given any recommended fertilizer for the wheat, so that they consider the recommended dose of fertilizer, and your soil test report. After that soil test report, they will get to know about, like, suppose in your soil nitrogen is deficient. So what amount of nitrogen is deficient? They are correcting the dose of nitrogen, so that in the corrected dose of nitrogen, they are increasing the amount of nitrogen. If suppose the potassium is very high in the soil, so that we can reduce the amount of potassium. Like that, the analyzed soil testing report we get from the soil testing laboratories. After that, suggestions from the soil testing officer about the soil testing of our soil. Then next important factor is the adoption of the required management practices. After getting the soil test report in our hand, we have to adopt some necessary management practices. Like if your soil is acidic, so we have to do some practices to bring down our pH to the neutral. So we have to add some liming material into the soil. Or if in suppose in some cases, if soil is having alkaline pH, in that case we have to add some gypsum, or we have to practice green manuring and like that. After that, application of corrected dose of fertilizer. In the soil test report, they have given the corrected dose of fertilizers. So we have to apply the fertilizer according to the soil test report. Then application of the soil amendments. As I said earlier, these are the soil amendments like gypsum, liming material. They can improve the soil health. Lab Then soil health. Then the next important term, the next important topic that I'm going to talk about is soil health restoration. We all know that in the world nowadays, the ISA Foundation, that Sadhguru is making an awareness by traveling throughout the world about the soil health. As I said earlier, the soil health is deteriorating nowadays due to the intensive agricultural practices and the overuse of fertilizer and the pesticides. So by testing the soil, we will get to know about the status of our soil health. Soil health is a continued capacity of the soil to function as a vital living ecosystem that sustain plants, animals, and humans. That is the capacity of soil to provide nutrients for the growth of the crops, and the amount of like microorganisms present in the soil. Soil health means a good soil health is like in a soil that is nutrients are available in sufficient amount, and the microorganisms present in the soil that will be in the sufficient amount, so that they can mobilize nutrients. Then what should be our approaches to restore the soil health? The most important approach is the sound nutrient management, that is integrated nutrient management. So we have to integrate the chemical, biological, and biological fertilizers. Like we can take the chemical fertilizers and integrate it with the, like, we can reduce the amount of chemical fertilizers by adding the biofertilizers. The most important biofertilizers are the microbial inoculants that we can use to mobilize or increase the availability of the nutrients in the soil. So in this way, and we can also add the farm add manure, organic manure, chicken manure, and there are a lot of bone meal and like that, blood meal. Some organic manures are available in the market, so we can integrate the use of these nutrients into the soil, fertilizers into the soil, so that we can reduce the amount of chemical fertilizers and will ultimately lead to a good soil health. The next is the cover cropping. By adopting a cover crops, like if we are planting row crops like maize, sorghum, we can take some legume crop in that particular crop, so we can reduce the amount of weed infestation in that, and it will ultimately help us in reducing the soil erosion, and it can add some organic matter into the soil, so that it will help to build up the organic carbon in the soil, and for the sustainable crop production. The next important practice is green manuring. As per my opinion, green manuring is the one of the best practice that can be followed in agriculture, because it can add a lot of green manure, a lot of organic matter into the soil, so that for like acidic soil and for alkaline soil, for both reclamation of the both the soils, we can use this green manuring crops. If suppose we adopt the leguminous crop in green manuring, so it can be very beneficial for our soil, that can that can increase the amount of organic carbon, organic matter, organic carbon in our soil, also the nutrient availability in our soil. The next is the farm residue management. uh, if we see most of the farmers, like mostly the sugarcane and wheat growing farmers, after the harvesting of the sugarcane and wheat, the farm residues are remaining into the farm, and the farmers are doing a practice of burning that farm residues, which is directly impacting on the biological health of the soil. Like they are directly impacting on the soil microbes. The beneficial soil microbes population will be depleted due to the burning of the farm residue. So it is an important practice, so that we can bury that farm residues into the soil in the while performing some tillage practices like ploughing, so that it can add some organic matter into the soil, and we can also use the decomposing culture to decompose these farm residues at an fast rate, so that they will not create any kind of problem in the management practices for the next crop. These are different pictures, the banners available on the internet. Through that, the Food and Agriculture Organization is trying to spread an awareness about the soil health, because the soil health is most important. There are some sustainable development goals in that. The most important second sustainable development goal is zero hunger. For to make the world with zero hunger, we have to do photographs from my own field, and these are the photographs from the Food and Agriculture Organization. And because sustainable development is the without compromising the resources which are needed for the future generation, we have to produce for the present generation. But we are directly, like we are contributing in the greenhouse gas emission. World agriculture production is declining, and the climate change impact is directly hitting the agriculture sector. So I think we have to move towards the sustainable development through the various conservation practices. Lastly, we save our Mother Earth, so that everyone can spread awareness in their own region or area domain, so that peoples or mostly the farmers will be aware about the soil health. They will adopt the different integrated practices of farm management, so it will be directly contributing in the soil health restoration. And thank you all for listening my presentation quietly, and I will be glad to take some questions from the participants.
Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful presentation. I'll take up the questions from the participants now. The first question is, sir, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can see you? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. The first question is, what are the key parameters that are assessed during soil testing, and how do they impact soil health?
Okay. Ma'am, as I told earlier, the most important parameters are the pH, EC, that is pH and electrical conductivity. And if we see in case of the soil health, we are mostly considering the soil biological health, in that particular scenario, if the soil is having acidic pH, in that case the fungal growth is there. So this fungal soil borne diseases attack on the soil health, the crops grown in the field. That effect is very high in case of acidic soil. So if the soil pH is near around neutral, in between the 6.5 to 7.5, in that case the microbial population is high, and specifically the beneficial microbes like nitrogen fixating and the potash mobilizing and the phosphorus solubilizing, and these microbes are abundant in that pH soil. So these factors are directly impacting on the soil biological health.
Can you explain the process of soil testing and the different methods used to analyze soil samples?
Could you please repeat the question, ma'am?
Yeah, just a minute. Can you explain the process of soil testing and the different methods used to analyze soil samples?
Okay. In case of the soil sample analysis, in case of the pH, EC, the basic parameters, there are pH and EC meter that we have to take the soil sample, and like each and everyone having different procedure. So these are the direct reading instruments. In case of the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, there are different instruments available in the laboratory. Like in case of the nitrogen, Geldal apparatus is there. In case of the phosphorus, spectrophotometer is there, and in case of the potassium, flame photometer is there. So by using that instrument, we can analyze the reading or amount of we can analyze the amount of available NPK in the soil sample.
What are the common problems or deficiencies that are often identified through soil testing?
Okay, actually we can identify all type of the nutrient deficiency in the soil. Like 17 essential nutrients are there, in that 3 primary nutrients, 3 secondary, and remaining micronutrients. We can identify the deficiency of all the nutrients through soil testing.
Yes, sir. Can you just let us know what are the common problems that are usually identified when we do soil testing?
Okay. Ma'am, I will be sharing my own experience. I did an internship at District Soil Testing Laboratory, Government of Maharashtra. While doing an internship over there, I noticed that in the farmers field, the micronutrient deficiencies are more common than these primary and secondary nutrients. And if suppose we consider the micronutrient deficiencies, even a small factor in the soil can limit the crop yield. Like most common micronutrient deficiency was the zinc and iron in the soils of the Maharashtra, specifically in my Pune region. The soils are deficient in iron and zinc, so that it can limit the crop growth and yield also.
How can farmers interpret the results of soil testing and make informed decisions about soil health resortation?
Ma'am, could you please repeat the question?
How can farmers interpret the results of soil testing and make a decision about soil health resortation?
Okay, ma'am. Actually, if any farmer brings soil sample to the soil testing laboratory, the expert in the soil testing laboratory analyze the sample, and by using that results of the soil testing, what amount of nutrients are available over there in that, while preparing that soil testing or soil health report, in that they are clearly mentioning about the necessary management practices required for the correction of the deficiencies or deficiencies of the nutrients in that particular farmer's field. Like suppose the farmer is going to take in the next season he is going to take, and suppose in XY wheat crop, And in that case, they are suggesting farmers like before that taking that crop, you have to do some green manuring practices, or you have to add some amendments into the soil. Like that, soil testing laboratory are recommending to the farmers about the amendment practices.
Okay. What are the various approaches or strategies available for restoring soil health based on the findings of soil testing?
Ma'am, could you please repeat?
Yeah, I will repeat it, sir. What are the various approaches or strategies available for restoring soil health based on the findings of soil testing?
Okay, the most important practice that is carried out in the agriculture is the green manuring to restore the soil health. Because green manuring helps in the restoration of the organic carbon. We are adding the organic matter into the soil, which is ultimately improving the electrical conductivity, that is cation exchange capacity of the soil, and cation exchange capacity is directly related with the nutrient availability to the crops. If the cation exchange capacity is good, the nutrient availability is also good. And if we are adding the organic matter into the soil, so the microbes can degrade that organic matter, means the biological health of the soil is ultimately improved.
Okay. Are there any specific organic or sustainable practices that can be adopted to improve soil health?
Organic practices, ma'am. In case of the organic practices, as I told earlier, the green manuring, addition of the biofertilizers, cover cropping, these are the important organic practices to improve the soil health.
How frequently should soil testing be conducted to monitor and maintain soil health effectively?
Okay, ma'am, it depends upon the soil condition and the crop taken in the field. As per my opinion, farmers should test their soil twice a year. But sometimes, if you see in case of the fruit orchards, the farmers are testing their soil every season. Like every year, they are testing their soil, because in case of the fruit crop, that are very exhaustive, like they are taking nutrients in a huge amount from the soil. So in that case, fruit crops, we have to perform the soil testing every year. And in case of the field crops, one should perform the soil testing every 2 to 3 years.
I'll move on to the next question. Are there any cost-effective techniques or methods that farmers can implement for soil health conservation?
Uh, my answer will be same, ma'am. As I told earlier, the cost-effective techniques are this addition. Most cost-effective technique is addition of biofertilizers. That is improving the soil biological also and chemical health, because they are performing two different works. Like they are decomposing the organic matter present in the soil, and they are also mobilizing the nutrients available, nutrients which are unavailable in the soil, and made available to the crops. And the next is the green manuring. That is also cheap, because we are it doesn't consist of any kind of cost. We are dealing with that.
Okay. Is it possible to share any success stories or case studies where soil testing and subsequent preservation efforts have resulted in significant improvements in crop productivity?
Ma'am, as a undergraduate students, actually I didn't came across any soil testing. Like in my own case, my family members are not that much aware about that. I'm aware about that, and I'm doing the soil testing of my own farm from the last 2 to 3 years. If we see the results, like my soil is deficient in nitrogen, so and the micronutrients, I adopt the management practices for that. And in every 2 seasons, like every year, one fallow season, in that season I used to take the leguminous crops, so that they can add some organic matter into the soil, and also the in case of the leguminous crop, the soil biological activity is more. So that they are helping us to heal the soil health.
Okay. Okay. We have completed the round of questions from our members. We see two participants in Zoom also. If participants have any questions, they can unmute their mic and ask the question or post your question in the chat window.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Vikram
Yes.
Kumar, you can ask.
As microbes are important to the soil, should we can't count the microbial population by doing soil testing?
Owen, actually, your voice is not audible.
Yeah, Mr. Pavan Kumar, your voice is not audible. Can
Or you
just,
can post your question in
yeah,
chat
please
box.
post your question in the chat window. Or can you just speak out again? Mr. Pavan Kumar? Mr. Pavan Kumar? You can post your question in the chat window, sir. We'll wait for a minute.
Okay.
Miss- No, sir, your voice is not audible. Sir, I'll do one thing. I will share Mr. Vaibhav's contact details. You can get in touch with him.
Okay, ma'am.
Sir, once again. Mr. Vikram Kumar, you have any questions? You can unmute your mic and ask.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please
yes.
ask. You can speak.
How much quantity of the fertilizers like NPK is to be reduced if we find NPK values are more while testing in soil?
Okay, I got it. I got your question. Like, if the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, like available nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium values are like these nutrients are available in the soil in excess amount, so that we can reduce their amount by 50% or 25% as per the soil test value.
You have any further questions, sir?
No, ma'am. That's what my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I got a
Yeah,
I got a question.
I think ma'am
from
Pawan
Mr.
is asking about
Yeah. So just read out that question, sir.
yes, as microbes are important for soil health, why microbe population estimation little preference while okay. He is asking like why over the soil testing, why we will not go for the soil microbial population estimation in the laboratories. Okay, I got your question, Pawan. As you know, the farmers are not that much aware about the soil microbial population estimation. Even they are not doing this soil testing also. So we have to make aware the farmers about the and then actually I think there is no need to do these estimations because if we add the biofertilizers along with the our we are sowing in, there will be no need to do such kind of estimation and spending huge amount of money on that.
Okay. Mr. Pavan Kumar, you have any further question? Mr. Pavan Kumar? I don't think so. Okay, please finish it. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We have now come to the conclusion. We have completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank Mr. Vaibhav, Balasaheb, Shelar for the talk and for answering the questions. I like to also thank all the participants in the meeting. This meeting is now concluded.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for
You are
giving me the
most
opportunity to talk
welcome.
on your
Most
platform.
welcome, sir. All the very
Yes.
best.
Yes, ma'am.